Hey guys, how are you? Welcome back to my channel, The Following Pages. We're going to continue with Nahjul Balaghah, the peak of eloquence, sermon number 19. So it goes, before reading this note, please read the notes to sermon 20 and 22, for this sermon ought to have been placed after them. After the events as described in the above notes, when Imam Ali took charge of rulership of Islamic State, he found that Caliph Uthman had granted large estates and fiefs to his relatives. According to Ibn Abil Hadid and Abu Uthman Jahiz, when Muslims invaded Armenia and conquered it, Caliph Uthman granted all of the khums income of this rich estate to Marwan bin Hakam. The Imam did not approve this type of nepotism and squandering of public wealth. He handed back all these fiefs and estates to the public at Chekr. On that occasion, he delivered the following sermon. By Allah, if I had found that public money had been squandered even in celebrating marriages and in purchasing slave girls, I would have been taken them back and would have handed them over to the state. Because functions and responsibilities of justice and equity are far-reaching and far extended. One who does not boldly act according to the dictates of justice and fair play will feel very nervous in facing tyranny and oppression. Sermon number 20. Most of the commentators regard this sermon as the first to be delivered by Imam Ali on the occasion when people flocked around him to induce him to accept the rulership of the Islamic State after the death of Caliph Uthman. In it, the Imam has advised the people as what to expect. The cruel times ahead, small number of followers of truth and justice, perils, disasters, and death, which they will have to face, and the ascendancy of vice over virtue, and of falsehood over truth. This is a refer note to sermon number 21. I hold myself responsible for what I say, and I guarantee the truth of my assertions. If there are those who remember well the hardships, trials, and distresses of the early days of Islam, and if there are those who can correctly anticipate and foresee the cruel times ahead, times fraught with uncertainties, perils, and disasters, fear of Allah can restrain them from rashly and nervously doubting the teachings of Islam, and can help them stand up to unknown and undreamt of ordeals in the way of accepting the principles of truth and justice. Beware that you are being spiritually tried and tested at this hour, and you will find hardships, perils, and calamities reappearing in the same forms as befell you when Allah first ordered our Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, and his descendants to deliver his message and to propagate Islam. I swear by him who appointed Muhammad, peace of Allah be upon him, as his messenger and as an apostle worthy of his trust, and the existing order and form of your society will be subjected to satanical destruction. Its major parts will be disturbed, and its various sections will be violently mixed up, till the lowest and the meanest amongst you will find themselves in high status, and exalted persons will find themselves humiliated and persecuted. Those who from the time of the rise of Islam were very advanced in the service of religion will be pushed back, and those hypocrites who then had been lagging behind and waiting for favorable opportunities will be raised to high ranks. I swear by Allah that I do not keep back anything which deserves disclosure, and I have never spoken a lie. Believe me when I tell you that the developments of the grim events ending in the present situation at the happenings of the day have long ago been revealed to me. Remember that these sins are like unimaginable and rebellious stallions ridden by sinners who have no hold on the bridles, and these uncontrollable animals are rushing along with their riders madly towards hell, while fear of Allah is like trained and submissive horses under full control of their riders, pacing with fast but gentle steps towards paradise. Remember that there are two ways of life, the right and the wrong, and there are two kinds of people, those who follow the right path and those who adopt wrong ways. If you find the evildoers in majority or in ascendancy, and followers of religion and truth in minority and downtrodden in a world full of apparent contradictions. Do not feel surprised or disappointed. It has been happened like that, but truth and justice will prevail in the end, though it may not appear possible that those fallen low will ever rise to great heights. Now comes sermon number 21. This sermon is considered by some commentators as part of sermon number 20. In it, Imam Ali has described three kinds of people found in a society and also the best course to be followed in life. A person who keeps in mind the consequences and the reactions of his acts and deeds, the eternal reward and the eternal punishment, and who is busy molding his life with the ultimate destination in view, has no time for vice and wickedness. You will find three types of people in a society: those who exert and strive to be good and do good, their salvation is certain; those who are lazy and lethargic, tardy, stragglers, inactively and effectively hoping for the best; and lastly, those who are defaulters and failures in duty shall end in hell. Remember that extremes of right and left will lead you astray. Moderation is the best course for you to adopt. It will keep you within the four corners of the teachings of the Holy Quran and the traditions of our Prophet, peace be upon him. It is a path which will guide you to the true impressions of the doctrines and life of the Prophet. It will lead you to the fountainhead of Sunnah tradition, and along it is the correct route to liberation. Whoever claims to know a better path to salvation than the one disclosed by the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, is doomed. Who frames and invents lies against its true principles is condemned, and one who tries to oppose its precepts is destined to eternal destruction. No individual is lost and no nation is refused prosperity and success if bases of their thoughts and actions rest upon pity and godliness and upon truth and justice. Do not create a disturbance and discord among men. Let there be peace and tranquility, and try to advance friendship and unity. Concentrate on atonement of your misdeeds. Do not praise anybody but your Allah, and do not condemn anyone but your own self. Note, I think Sayyid Razi could not obtain this sermon also in full because three other famous scholars of Arabic language and authorities on Islamic tradition have quoted a sermon far larger in text than this. They are Allama ibn Abil Hadid Mu'tazili, Allama ibn Maytham, and Sheikh Abu Uthman Jahiz. Sheikh Abu Uthman Jahiz was a nobleman of the court and a tutor to the sons of Mutawakkil Billah, an Abbasid Caliph of Baghdad, one of the deadliest enemies of Ahlul Bayt. In his famous book Al-Bayan wa Tabyin, Sheikh Abu Uthman not only quoted this sermon in full but also commented upon it in great details. In dealing with it, all the three scholars, besides treating the sermons 19 and 20 as parts of it, have also added a few more paragraphs to its texts. As I am following Sayyid Razi, I have treated sermon 19 and 20 as separate sermons, but the translation of the extra paragraphs I have included in this note because if read along with the above sermon, they would make an interesting reading. So this is basically the note by the writer itself, the compiler itself. Friends take pity upon you and take care of yourselves, but I remember who treats other with consideration. Sympathy and mercy is actually looking after his own self in the best manner. To a person who keeps in mind, now this continues to the text paragraph number 1, he mentions, and then the paragraph number 2, he mentions, these three groups are from ordinary men. Beyond them are angels whose greatness could be measured from the fact that their axis is as far and as high as Arsh, the Imperium. And then there are prophets who receive divine guidance and help. Besides these five, there is no sixth group. Whoever besides us claims to be an Imam of Caliph, or whoever rushes along this path blindly is lost eternally. Remember that extremes of right and left will lead you astray. Now this continues with paragraph number 3, which is mentioned above, and then the paragraph number 4. It is decreed that punishment or death will be the reward of a vicious life, and those unholy leaders whom you are following will not lead you to a better destiny. To not create disturbances and discord. Now this is basically the end of the sermon. I will also show you how it is written. If you would like to pause and read it yourself. Yeah.